Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and I know you guys are waiting for the my 10 worst remakes thing, but um, sort of a response to Michael Keane. He did two videos, one on fans, like the Dark Knight Rises fans giving critics death threats, and then the other, the tragedy that happened in Colorado. So first I wanted to give a short video giving my condolences to the people in Colorado, to what happened at the movie theater where some nut bar chicken shit. Such a chicken shit that he had to go in with body armor and riot gear and kill a bunch of people in a movie theater during the Dark Knight Rises was showing. Thankfully, they caught the guy. Apparently, he was a PhD in being a dumbass. And this guy's a chicken shit. I mean, if he didn't have his body armor, I would let him try to mess with me. I can get my friends Michael Keane and Effrey and Mike, and instead of the body armor, try to take us on, because I guarantee you we would win. All that stuff. No, I'm being serious. Because I didn't know. I kept thinking about this, unfortunately. And what's sad is it's kind of reflection on the culture. And I'm not talking about how, every fan of The Dark Knight Rises or The Dark Knight is not psycho. I'm not saying that. Because that'd be like, it's just like in the 80s and 90s when they say, like, every fan of horror is a psycho. I guarantee you, though, I guarantee there's going to be some dumbass saying, oh, The Dark Knight Rises, it's their fault. We have movies like this. I guarantee you, it's going to come out of the woodwork sooner or later. They don't blame The Dark Knight Rises. And I'm probably not going to be a fan of, because I'm not a fan of Batman Begins or The Dark Knight. I think they're okay at best, but it's just not my cup of tea, like not my favorites of the favorites. I did reviews for them. The Dark Knight Rises doesn't appeal to me. Its running time doesn't appeal to me. Its story doesn't appeal to me. Uh, Bane, seen in clips, doesn't appeal to me. And if I see it, if I hate it, then I'm going to hate it. Okay? And on a quick note on that, with The Dark Knight Rises, hearing about how Batman quit for 8 years or so, that he basically quit for 8 years, whether it be, for whatever reason, is ridiculous. That, oh, he quit because of what happened with Harvey Dent, but then I heard that he actually quit for some other reason, which I'm not going to spoil because I know people don't want it. But this is what I've heard. But quitting for 8 years is ridiculous. Whatever. It's like when Superman quit for fucking Superman Returns. At the beginning, he left and came back. But either way, this is more a reflection on, first off, the fans of those giving people death threats. Get a life, get a girlfriend, get a, I don't know, get a vibrator, get something, and get out of your fantasy. Because that's what these people do. Not when I mean these people, I mean fanboys. I'm not talking about fans. There's a difference. A fan is like, okay, you're a fan, you like it, you hate it. Fanboys are people, and that term gets thrown about a lot, but I think it gets thrown a little bit too much. The definition of a fanboy to me is that that they are so engaged somehow, some way, for some reason, in the fantasy of this particular film that they want to leave reality, they want to live in it, they want to worship it, they want to live, breathe, and think of that film because they don't like their lives, or they don't care for their lives, or maybe they're lonely, maybe they're shy, maybe they're just bored with their life. I don't know, but they want to live in it so much that any desecration of their fantasy, of their dream vacation, so to speak, from the home of reality, they attack. And we've seen this before. Remember when Avatar came out and you had people wanting to commit suicide because Avatar wasn't real? And if you look harder into stuff, it's happened again, and it will happen again. It's happened before, it will happen. later. And the thing with the what happened in Colorado is a tragedy. It sucks. It makes me really feel shitty to be a human being at times. That's why sometimes well, a lot of times I don't like seeing movies where, we as human beings are assholes, because I'm like, I kind of get that feeling in real life. Because, someone said that a person is smart, but people are dumb. And more I tend to agree with that notion. And I don't mean like people watching this right now, because for the most part, the people I've met, Michael Keane, Mike, Effrey, Aaron, Mario, people like that, they just lead their lives and they have fun and they give an opinion, they leave, they do their jobs, they go to work, they pay their bills, they do this and that. But it's the fact that the culture, I don't know if it's getting more stupid, more sad, more pathetic. And when I mean culture, I'm not saying movies and stuff like that. I mean culture as a whole. Like, if you're wherever you live, just if you've seen this video, take a step back and close your eyes and think about your day to day, where you work, where you go, where you visit, in real life, on the internet, anywhere, and think about all the BS you go through. And this is like little stuff compared to Colorado. I'm just talking about little stuff that, in a weird way for me saying it, thankfully is what we put up with instead of the horrible stuff that happened over there. But I'm talking about like starting out with little stuff. You go to work. Like, if I do it with myself, for instance, around here, there hasn't been rain anywhere, anytime. The reason I say that is that it's been good weather, as in crystal clear skies and sunny. No snow, no rain, no fog, and yet every damn day you get fender benders, you get crashes, you get just where I live, because people are getting stupid. They can't drive. And it's like, if you can't drive, don't own a fucking vehicle. Get your fat ass and walk. Get some exercise. Grab a bottle of water and get a fucking some deodorant and some gum, sugar free or what, and go out for a walk. Use public transportation. Get a fucking taxi if you can't fucking drive. Okay? That's what I mean by stupidity of people. It's crystal clear skies, roads, but people can't drive, so they fucking keep smacking each other every day. You watch the news, whatever news, local news, whatever, you see horrible things every day. As on one hand, I don't watch it. On the other, I know my head isn't in the sand, because I know it happens every day. Horrible things happen every day. Because society, it seems, is getting dumber. Culture is getting dumber. And I don't mean generalize like, okay, everybody out there watching, you're dumb. No. It's just you meet these people or you see these people and you're just like, you can't fathom how we are pretty much the smartest things, I would hope, on planet Earth. And I've seen so many animals do smarter stuff. Dolphins, lions, tigers, bears, oh my. A lot of times they're smarter than a lot of people you meet or you see. As a woman once said, you don't see them fucking each other over for a goddamn percentage. You don't. I don't see animals, well, once in a while, but a lot of times. And even when they do, what happens? You see a dog get rabid, what do? You take them, you put them to sleep. End of story. This guy who went in Colorado, he should just be shot in the head. And I know you say violence doesn't mean anything. Not when they're not a human being anymore. I think there has to be a line. What's the line? Killing 14-some, 20-some people, including some kids. That's the line I should think that should be drawn. Okay, I'm not talking about jaywalk. I'm not talking about that. If you go with riot gear and machine guns and shit, and you start killing people just because, and this guy rid his place to blow up in case you try to go in there, that's like, boom, you're done, pal. Boom, boom, done, finito. Or put him in prison, get him raped. Because he's not a human being anymore. I don't consider him a human being anymore. There has to be a certain line to that. Okay, there are certain people who are not human beings anymore. And if they stop being a human being, then why should I give a fuck? Why should you give a fuck? why should anybody give a fuck? And on the and real quickly, it's not movies, it's not TV. It's just like in the '80s. It's what in the '90s when Child's Play 3 or something came out and a kid kills someone. They said, "Oh, it's Chucky." No, it's because that kid was demented and fucked up. If you're demented, if you're fucked up, if you're sad, if you're a lonely, pathetic piece of trash that's not even a human being anymore, then it doesn't matter. It's going to be something that is going to. If it's not movies, if you didn't have any movies anymore, it'd be TV. If you didn't have TV anymore, it'd be a book. If you didn't have books anymore, they blame God. Whether it be God himself or they fucking go back and blame Zeus or Apollo or some other fucking shit. They blame the sun god. They blame the god in the toilet. They blame something, anything, passing the blame, passing the buck. Just like in the '80s. Or just like Columbine, when it's like, oh, it's Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson made them do it. Wow. Did Marilyn Manson hypnotize them? Marilyn Manson went, put a gun to their head and said, you do this? No. Oh, it's the video games. Yeah, playing Doom makes you kill people. Because killing demons and, killing skeletons is just like real life. I kill skeletons in real life every day. I kill demons with a BFG 9000 every other fucking day. That's how hectic my schedule is. Is stop placing the blame and look into deeper on why these people are doing it. Some are fucked up, some are crazy, some are chemical imbalances, some are just plain evil. Some have fucked up parents. Hell, even like lately on the news, there was something about a kid being lost. You know, when they interview the parents, they're not even crying. They're not even upset. You know how when they got upset? Well, I was looking, I cut my shoulder. That's why, some of us think that they probably did it. That's what I mean. Even stupid people are parents. That's what's sad. You know how, there's a lot of stupid people in the world? What's sadder is some of them have fucking parents that are just ashamed of them. And some of those stupid people also have kids. That's the worst shame, when these stupid people have fucking parents. Like, apparently I heard something about this guy in Colorado. The mom was called, and she said, I believe you. I'm like, then why didn't you fucking do something? You're a mother. You're like, she's not okay with this. She doesn't condone it. But you're like, I'm not surprised? Then why didn't you fucking say something? Why didn't you try to fucking do something? I mean, that's why I know I would never be a parent, because I would never want to even attempt to hurt a kid by entering them in the world if I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. If you don't be a parent, you better know what the fuck you're doing, or don't do it at all. Get a condom, put it over your fucking head, and learn something. Take a fucking breath or two before you choose whether to have a kid or not. Are you stupid or are you smart? If you're stupid, put the condom in your fucking mouth and eat it. And then go home and jerk off to it. Okay? Don't fucking put it on your dick and try to fuck someone. Because you know what? If you're that stupid, you don't deserve to fuck anything but your hand. Or a paper bag or a blow-up doll. Again, if some people who are that stupid, they don't deserve to fuck anything. Even their hand would be like, fuck you, give them the finger, and try to walk off. That's what I mean. Society is just really... And, people think that there's some cure. What's the cure? How can we stop it? You can't. You can't, because that's how it is. If there was a cure, someone would figure it out, they'd be rich and famous. Now, granted, maybe this is how society has always been. Back to the olden times, because we're more knowledgeable on it simply for the fact we are in an age where you have cameras everywhere, shape and form. The news reaches on the internet, on cable, TV. How many cable channels do you have? How many internet pages are there? And the news spreads very much quicker, much faster, much more often. Back then, they didn't. And, people say, you blame this, blame that. Maybe it's just for the fact that maybe society is just getting dumber. And that's sad. Because again, you look at, where you go every day. Even in minuscule as like YouTube. As minuscule, this is minuscule. Colorado is the opposite. That's the maximum potential is what happened in Colorado and Columbine, and that's the maximum. The minimum is like on YouTube. Even if you just make a little video and you have people who trash you, like they'll make up pages saying I hate kids, I rape kids. They're out there, folks, on YouTube. For fuck's sake, it's because crazy people, they now have their hands on the internet. They have their hands on a computer, and that's what's sad, and that's what's pathetic, purely pathetic. And usually I don't go political because I'm just here to have fun and no one wants to hear it. But I'm just doing sort of a kind of response to Michael Keane, and it's one of those things where it's just you know there once in a while. I was even thinking once in a while I wonder if the guys in Cabin in the Woods was right. How at the end they're like, what? Maybe we need a new refresher course. Maybe we need a new change. Maybe we need to start over. Maybe once in a while sometimes you wonder about the human race. Because we are capable of some great things, beautiful things. But people, a lot of people, like look at 9/11. When 9/11 happened, how many people helped each other out? How many people, on our darkest moments, we could be a pretty decent species. But, you know, many other times we just drop the ball and we fail. And, if someone out there is watching us, they're shaking their head and going, I expected more. I can pretty damn sure they're probably disappointed in a lot of people down here. Like these people here, like that person that fuckwit on Colorado. So, I don't even know where this video is even going. Um, just have fun and relax. If you don't like a video, move it. If you're getting lonely and you feel bad about a certain movie, then go out for a walk in a park. Whatever you like, enjoy it. Have fun. Be a decent person. Can we ever be truly good or bad? At least try to be decent. Sometimes that's the best you can expect. And there are a lot of decent people out there, but the shame is there's a lot of stupid people out there, and there's a lot of indecent people out there. There's a lot of people who can't have a life, it seems. That, try to get a girlfriend, get a fucking hooker, get a porno, get a walk in a park. Watch a video that's inspirational and that makes you feel good. Listen to some music that makes you think on the good times. Let's not be such a, you know. And I know some people think, well, maybe the culture should change. Maybe they should be more strict and more this and that. But the thing is, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Look at the way America is in the economy. We're one of the best. I'm proud to be American. I think we're one of the great countries out there. And the economy is still in the shitter after how many years? And it's still going. And nothing really has changed. And then you think, how did this happen? It's just sometimes you got dumb people doing dumb things. Or you got. And believe me, that's why I don't talk about politics. Because I don't know everything. I don't know much of anything. I usually stick my nose out of it because I'm like, okay, let's let some smarter people who know more, who can do more, who can appreciate more, who can bring more to the table, voice their opinions, voice their words, voice their notions. Sometimes it don't take time, sometimes it can go like a flash. But, the way the world is now, whether it be the economy, people losing jobs, hell, even the weather, the environment, being so half-ass crazy. Global warming is in effect. I hate to break it to you. Don't believe me? Come to Iowa. Especially in the winter when we barely had any snow, which was unfathomable 3 years ago. I think something needs to change in the culture. And it's not movies. It's not video games, okay? It's something much deeper. It's something much more complex than that. But granted, if someone finds out, you let me know so I can steal it and be rich and famous from it. But it's not just movies and games and music and stuff. It's much more complex. It's much more deeper. And it's something that needs to be addressed sometime by smarter people. The smart people need to rise up and figure something out. And even if that happens, are you always going to stop stuff like in Colorado? No, it's going to happen again. Just unfortunately, there's just some stupid, sick, dumbass people in the world. And you can try to negotiate with them. You can try to understand them. You can try to put all your PhDs and all your knowledge into it. But it's going to happen because the more things change, the more they stay the same. Unfortunately, that's what happens a lot. The world was violent way back when, and the world is violent today. So really, the only piece of thing I can know to give is, someone once asked, "How do you live?" And all I can think of is day by day and be decent. So I don't even know how I'm going to title this vlog. I might just put a vlog because I don't even know how else to title it. But either way, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for another video, much more happier video. But just wanted to give my thoughts on the subject and you know give my taste on it. So either way, thanks for watching and take care. Later.